I grew up on a farm.
Inspired you to start skin yoga? And was there a personal experience that led to this?
I grew up on a farm in Gujarat where we grew our own vegetables, and there were times when we grew our own crop as well. So it was a huge farm. I don't remember buying fruits and vegetables from the market. Having said that, once we were 14, 15, we had a chance to travel abroad. I went to do a short course in the US, and it was a completely different world for me. Imagine somebody living on a farm to going abroad. I was very intimidated by how people were shopping. There were aisles of creams and shampoos, all the cosmetic stuff that people were buying, which I had no idea about. My parents never exposed us to store-bought products. I was very intrigued. And I went on to trying these products and using it. And I realized that these are just fads. They were not making my skin or hair any better. On the contrary, I would only receive compliments on how beautiful my hair and skin were. Years passed by, life happened. And once I completed my education, it was time I decided what is it that I wanted to do with my life. I knew one thing, that I wanted to create something for women who cared for themselves. And I truly wanted to bring pure wellness, pure skincare and hair care into their homes. That's when I started skin yoga in 2013. After living in the US, UK, Japan, and living there, studying there, understanding the mindset of people globally, I finally went on to start skin yoga in 2013.
How did your background influence your approach to skincare and wellness?
So my background played a very, very important role. I grew up on a farm. We had cows where, we got our milk from. But more than that, my parents, my grandparents, and great-grandparents also played a huge role in truly making us understand what pure luxury was. We would always talk about, let's get santra from Nagpur. The roses have come from Kashmir, or the kesar is from Spain and Kashmir. So we always spoke about how exclusive were these items which came from the place of origin. That was a thing that really excited us. New cars, new houses and things did not excite us as much at all. Growing up, I understood that these are the valuable things. When you get purity, you get luxury. Spending time with my dad, I remember he would wake up every single morning at 5 o'clock, go walking and say that, oh my God, the air is amazing. I'm so lucky to be walking on grass. Oh, let's go here and, feel and experience nature. So all of those things which were not really spoken about outside in my school or among my other friend groups, it came from my dad, where I started understanding how pure lifestyle can mean to somebody.
What was the first moment when you realized you had something valuable?
So when I was in the US, I was studying at Babson College. That was my third master's. It was an MBA in entrepreneurship. I knew that I wanted to start something. And the skincare market in the West was growing exponentially. Whole Foods had its own segment which had like a lot of products, which was, I think, called Whole Body. But they didn't have any product that were absolutely and totally natural. They were bottled products, but they had like so many other ingredients. And I was like, oh my God, you know what? I can bring something truly natural, something that I've been using since I was a little kid. In Whole Body, Whole Foods was an aspirational place for anybody to be in. And I was like, I think this is where I belong and this is what I want to create products for. And I just know what products to make because I grew up using them, be it face wash, be it Upton, be it hair oil, whatever. So I came back to India and I told my parents that I'm going to start a skincare brand. And they're like, yeah, sure. Fortunately, I was very lucky that I always had support from my parents. There I went. I started formulating products, testing them, and US was the first country I sold my products to.
How did you go from idea to an actual business?
I still remember. So when I decided I'm going to do this, I formulated few products using the ingredients that were available to me. I put them in different jars in my house and I waited for a couple of months to see how they worked. Did they expire? Did they still feel as good? I gave it to few people in my society to try and give their feedback. I went to meet few bottle factories that I could get the bottles from. And these were the initial few days I still remember as if it just happened yesterday. And that's how I started with my idea to product stage.
What was the biggest risk you took as a founder and how did it pay off?
Yeah, I think the biggest risk I took as a founder was to start selling internationally. Not selling yet, but start meeting people, international buyers, and, showing them the product that, these are some Indian skincare products that you can look at. I am glad I had the confidence to and the belief in the products that we had created, but it was still very risky. I'd never worked abroad before this. And it was a big risk because when you're starting off as a founder, it requires a lot of investment and commitment. But I did that and it paid off. Very soon we were selling in Dillard's, Ulta Beauty, Costco, and gradually in 2 years, we were selling in about 29 countries.
Did you always know you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur since the age of 6, 7. I saw my dad and my mom working in the business together, and I just knew that this is something that I'm going to do, and I loved it. And I still love it. Even after 15 years, I think I can't do anything else.
How is Skin Yoga different from other skincare?
I can bet my life on Skin Yoga and the purity we promise. Skin Yoga is the best brand in the world when it comes to pure skincare and effective skincare and hair care. I can assure you that we do not use a single amount of chemicals in our products whatsoever. Our product is 70% water and just 30% ingredients. At Skin Yoga, we believe in retaining that. We give you 100% product and you need to activate these products using water. It's a very value-driven proposition for the consumers because we want the products to work for you. Skin Yoga is not here to fool you. This brand was not created to create money. It was created to create value for people who were looking for absolute wellness. Also, let me highlight, no other brand in the world will teach you how to live product-free. At Skin Yoga, being a skincare and hair care brand, through our programs, we teach you how you can stop your hair fall, cure your acne, reduce your pigmentation without using a single product or medicine whatsoever. Which brand does it? Tell me one name.
Your brand focuses on a product-free lifestyle-based approach. Can you explain how that works?
Through our programs, we help people live a product-free life. In this process, what happens is we analyze their skin or hair and accordingly give them a routine that fits perfectly for them. Now, in this program, it's not that you become a monk and, the whole entire day you're living holistically and things like that. We give you things to do and practice, which can last only for 5 to 10 minutes. And that's it. You start seeing the changes from day 4 or 5. And we have had thousands of women who have achieved that through our program.
Many people rely on commercial skincare brands. How do you convince them to trust a natural, lifestyle-based method?
Oh my God, trust me, it was a difficult one for me. But in the end, we realized, we'll tell them, look, if nothing else works for you, come to Skin Yoga. And that has actually worked for us.
Can you share a transformational story from one of your clients that proves the effectiveness of your approach?
Oh my God, so many. And when we started these programs post-COVID, we got a lot of video testimonials from our clients. These are all on YouTube, where people have reversed their chronic acne, which they've had for 20 years. People have grown hair on their bald patches. People have reversed their pigmentation. And these are not just 1, 2, 3. These are thousands of women who have been able to achieve that without using any product or medication. How cool is that?
Ayurveda and naturopathy have been around for centuries. Why do you think people are rediscovering them now?
When there's a child, he knows that he's going to feel full only when he eats home-cooked food. Think of it as a child who has access to all the cuisines in the world, but he knows that he's going to fill his tummy by his mother's food. And the mother keeps telling, eat this. This is what you want to like, or this is what's going to actually fill you up. But the child wants to have pizza, pasta, whatever the other food is. The child goes across the world, tries every food, gets tired of it, and then comes back home to his food. I think discovering Ayurveda and naturopathy is the same. As Indians, we are very lucky because it comes from our land. But also as Indians, we have suddenly been exposed to a lot of Western solutions, which doesn't necessarily apply to us. We are all trying this treatment, this product, this dermat, different systems of medicine for our skin and hair. And when nothing works, we come back to Ayurveda and naturopathy.
What are the biggest misconceptions people have about skincare and hair care?
The biggest misconception people have about skincare and hair care that it can be resolved overnight, or you can apply something tropically and you're gonna improve the condition. Skincare and hair care have to be inside out. It has to be internal. Ayurveda says if you have a skin condition, it is directly related to your gut issues, to your internal issues, and you need to address the root cause if you want to get a better skin or improve your skin condition. So it's all about living and improving your lifestyle. And that's why today I see so many experts coming out and talking about lifestyle as medicine. And let me tell you, this is not just true for skincare and hair care. This is true for all the diseases that we are seeing around us today. It has to be a lifestyle that we have to adapt to if we want to live disease-free.
How do you balance traditional wisdom with modern science in your approach?
Very good question. It's really important to make sure that Ayurveda fits into the lives of the youngsters in our country. We all have a very busy life. If we follow just 2 or 3 basic things in our day, I think, and I have seen that we're able to reduce the impact of external factors to a great extent and still keep the inflammation levels in our body very low. And it's very easy. You just have to be open to the mindset and you just have to practice whatever you've been given to do.
What's the science behind neuroplasty and skincare? How does the mind impact the skin health?
So I've been a student of neuroplasticity and I read a lot about this subject. However, I'm not an expert in that. What I believe is when you think of your skin and hair, for example, if you think that, okay, my skin is not good, you train your brain into thinking that my skin is not good. My skin is not good. Your body takes that message and actually your skin becomes not good. So in order for you to train your skin through neuroplasticity, you need to give positive visualization. You need to think positively about your skincare and about your skin and hair. When you say that, okay, I have amazing skin, or, oh my God, I have such healthy hair, and you train your body and your mind into believing it, you will be surprised to see that your actions, your food habits, your lifestyle will automatically move towards making the right choices, which will support a good skin and hair. You know, when I say that, I get goosebumps, but it's so true.
Well, if someone wanted to improve their skin without any store-bought products, what's the first thing they should do?
If anybody wants to improve their skin and hair without using any products, they should come to skin yoga.
Okay. Have you ever faced skepticism or pushback for promoting a product-free skincare approach?
Of course. You know, a lot of people who are like, oh my God, are you going to really improve our skin condition without using any products? And they're always very skeptic about it because all their lives they have been sold a product or a routine or a 13 steps routine that has promised them that it'll improve their condition. And at Skin Yoga, we're like, you know, we're going to do it without any product. You know, so obviously the skepticism is there. But, you know, I think that's the fun part of it.
How do you deal with self-doubt or difficult days as a founder?
So I think all of us can have self-doubt, including myself. I think what really helps me is meditation. I talk more about meditation than I practice it, but trust me, whenever I need to do it, I know that is one thing that will really clear my self-doubt and it will bring me back to the roots. It will bring me back to my actual intention, which is to only do good to other people.
What's one mistake you made early on that others learn from?
I recently made a mistake, which I don't know if I should talk about. I'm glad I made all the mistakes I did. You know, I truly believe that life gives you what you deserve and at the time that you deserve to get it. And I don't regret any mistake. I think my entire journey has been extremely beautiful and I'm absolutely so grateful for whatever I have achieved and not achieved. I think it's very important for people to practice mindfulness from the very beginning, and especially when you are an entrepreneur or even whichever profession you are in. And I think my journey in mindfulness started much later. You know, so I would say that that's one mistake that I made, which I wish I had not.
You have a high-paying customized program. What makes it so valuable? Firstly, it's not high paying.
Firstly, it's not high paying. Today, we pay 7, 10, 20 grand sitting in a parlor for our facials and haircut. And that's not the end. We do 10, 20, 30 session. Not only that, we damage our body and our system by loathing ourselves with those chemicals. At Skin Yoga, we don't think that we are expensive at all or we are pricey at all. It's truly a treasure that you should get it right away because you save so much, not only by not using products, but also saving yourself a lot of time for later dealing with the diseases that the other products will give you using chemicals. I also think one has to be really lucky to stumble upon Skin Yoga and take a chance with us.
What kind of customer sees the biggest success with your program?
Yeah, so the customers who have tried everything but nothing has worked for them, they see the maximum success with our programs.
Are you planning to expand into AI-based apps? How will that work?
We are working on AI-based brands because that will allow us to scale way faster and be able to service the customer base globally. Also, we have customized and personalized programs, which with the help of AI will save a lot of time in manpower and giving and creating routines. That has been in our pipeline and I hope we end up doing that soon. Also, AI is an excellent tool because once we have incorporated our programs using AI, it will be way more accessible to people across the globe. Right now, because of the time difference, because of multiple issues, that can have, if you're based in India, it's not very easy for other people to access it. And with the help of AI, that will be possible. We'll be able to be everywhere at the same time. And I really want that to happen because it'll really change the global personal care industry.
What's the most effective marketing strategy that has worked for Skin Yoga?
Word of mouth is been the most effective marketing strategy that has worked for us, and I believe it will work for any other brand. If you don't want to burn money of your investors and be profitable. Shark Tank.
What role does community play in the success of Skin Yoga?
I think community plays a very important role in the success of any business, any success of any individual, because community gives you that grounding or stability. It gives you the identity that you have and really helps you take the next step. It's very important to have a positive community around you to make it big.
What are the biggest skincare myths that you want to debunk?
Number one, that you should wear sunscreen all the time, even when you're indoors. God, really, dermats? Please do your research. Trust me, if not tomorrow, after a month or after a year, they'll be like, oh my God, don't use sunscreen. It's going to give you cancer. Don't do this to the world, So I think sun is really important part of your overall well-being, and sunscreen should be used only when required. That is when you're spending long hours in the sun. That's it. So I think this is the biggest myth.
People struggle with acne, pigmentation, and hair loss. One piece of advice for each.
Acne is very normal, okay? So, and there are different types of acne. The first thing is not to panic. If you have acne, start drinking water, stop sugar and carbs, and on the active acne, apply or dab ice through a thin cloth multiple times a day. This should solve your issue. Apart from that, change your pillow covers regularly. In fact, every night, change your face towel every time you use it. And, just maintain a proper hygiene. For pigmentation happens also because of less hydration, excess of heat exposure. So it's really important for you to start including a lot of fluid in your diet. Tropically, you can apply almond paste. Almond is very rich in vitamin E, and it can really help you lighten the pigmentation. Hair loss can be for multiple reasons. But again, for hair loss, it's important that you consume biotin, which are available from food sources. So try and consume biotin from that, not supplements. Hair oiling, our traditional way of champi, ask somebody to apply hair oil. Hair on your head, massage your hair with homemade oil using coconut, neem, bringraj, use homemade shampoo if possible. So reduce the amount of sulfate or store-bought shampoos or chemicals that you've been using. That should really help.
How do you view aging and skincare? Is anti-aging a myth?
I think aging is beautiful and it's important to age well. Anti-aging is a fear that has been passed on to women to create a market for anti-aging products. Aging is not bad. It is how you feel. If you feel beautiful at the age of 50 with wrinkles, you will look prettier than somebody who's got a snatched face. Aging is in your mind and not on your skin.
Any exciting projects in the work?
So we recently started doing podcasts and we are very excited to interview guests who are actually passionate about health and beauty and wellness. So this is an ongoing project, which is like my baby right now, and I'm absolutely enjoying it. However, I really hope Skin Yoga can become a global brand again with its program. And I hope, like, with the help of Skin Yoga, we can remove all the products from the market and give people the right advice when it comes to skin and hair and teach them how lifestyle can be their skincare and hair care.
If you had unlimited resources, what would you do different?
Oh, I think I would go on a vacation forever. But I know being an entrepreneur all my life, it's not something that I'm gonna live past 2 days. I need to work. It's something that gives me fuel. It's a fuel for my soul. And I am really, really passionate about giving back to the society. And I think that the mission of making others feel empowered, teaching them how they can take care of their own life is something that gives me joy. And I think this is what I'm going to do, even if I have a lot of money. I think if the resources become unlimited, probably I'll be able to take down the big conglomerates, the bigger companies that have multiple brands, and they're just, fooling people in the name of skincare.
What's a belief you had at the start of your journey that has completely changed now?
Initially, when I started making and selling products, I thought everybody's going to buy it. I thought in a month we're going to go viral, and I thought the world will not have these ingredients left because everything will be sold out. So I was super optimistic. But today I think I know how it works. I was a young kid then, but everything takes time. Every good thing can take its own sweet time. And it's important to, just understand this reality.
Finally, what's the legacy you want to leave behind with Skin Yoga?
Oh my God, this is something that's so close to my heart. I've spent a lot of my years building Skin Yoga. I hope it reaches a height where people love it with their heart. So I really want Skin Yoga to live forever. I want to leave a legacy behind in the world where people know that when it's skin or hair, it's Skin Yoga and it's not products. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of lifestyle. It's a way which will not give us or our families diseases.
Okay, a last question. What are your thoughts about your social media manager?
My social media manager is a faktu. Like, really, I wish I had recruited a bakri instead. I really want, young girls to not be rude, of course, but at least stand up for themselves in a graceful way and not go on a guilt trip when they don't have to. It's very important as women, and it's such a sad thing that older, more experienced women can make younger women feel less worthy. When we are doing the podcast, we come across not one or two, but many people who have ego issues because they don't want to deal with a junior team member. They want to deal with a higher authority or the founder or the CEO. And I don't understand why, they can't get over the fact that the juniors are human too. They are doing their job at the best capacity that they can, and they deserve respect. So please, your parents have invested a lot of their time and life in you, not to, go on a guilt trip if you've not done anything wrong. So, respect the upbringing and the education and, things that you have been given on a platter, and respect that. Okay? Yeah.
That was much needed. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much.